Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we learn Japanese through real-world news and cultural issues. Today's topic is sensitive, emotional, and important. It's about 発達障害 and a controversial statement by a Japanese political party called Sanseitō. Let's learn some Japanese vocabulary, explore the news, and think about how Japanese society understands disability, education, and inclusion. A politician from the political party, Sanseitō, Mr. Kamiya Sohei, published a book in 2022 called Sanseitō Q&A Book, Basic Edition. In that book it says, そもそも発達障害など存在しません。Developmental disorders do not exist in the first place. This line shocked many people, especially parents, teachers, and people with developmental disorders. Various associations, such as the Japan Autism Society and other disability support networks, strongly criticized this claim. They said, "This is completely wrong. Developmental disorders are real, and they are medically and legally recognized in Japan." They also said such statements cause harm and confusion for those living with these conditions. Let's now learn some useful Japanese words and expressions from this story. 発達障害 Developmental disorder 自閉症スペクトラム Autism spectrum 注意欠如多動症 ADHD 否定する to deny 根拠 evidence basis 医学的 medical 支援 support assistance 困難 difficulty hardship. Why is this issue so serious in Japan? Japan legally recognizes developmental disorders. In 2005, Japan passed the Developmental Disabilities Support Act, 発達障害者支援法, and in 2016, it was updated by lawmakers from multiple political parties, 超党派. This law provides support to children and adults with conditions like ASD and ADHD. It's also based on international medical guidelines from WHO and the American Psychiatric Association. So saying developmental disorders don't exist is like saying the earth is flat. Cultural beliefs, 我慢 and shame. In Japanese culture, people are often expected to 我慢する and avoid speaking about personal struggles. Mental or developmental conditions are sometimes misunderstood or hidden, especially in older generations. Also, Japan has long focused on standardized education, so when a child doesn't fit the expected pattern, they are often labeled as difficult rather than different. But this is slowly changing thanks to awareness from parents, doctors, and support groups. Many people, especially parents, were deeply upset by Sanseito's comment. Here are some examples from social media and news comments. My child was diagnosed with ASD and ADHD after years of being misunderstood. If he didn't have a developmental disorder, what was all that pain for? Developmental disorders are real. Some people struggle quietly every day. Please don't deny their existence. It's shocking that a political party would publish something like this without any medical basis. In response, one former Sanseitō leader, Mr. Matsuda Manabu, tried to explain. The statement was originally from another writer. I don't promote this idea anymore. I apologize for the confusion. But many groups rejected this explanation, saying, "That's a lie. The statement is still in your book." This story is not just about one sentence in a book. It shows how words from politicians can affect thousands of families and individuals. It also raises questions about how we teach children with different needs, how society includes or excludes people, and how we decide who gets support. It also reminds us that language matters, especially in politics and education. Let's think together. Try answering these questions in the comments in English or simple Japanese. 発達障害についてどう思いますか？ What do you think about developmental disorders? 日本の教育はもっと多様性を大切にすべきだと思いますか？ Should Japan's education system respect more diversity? どんなサポートが必要だと思いますか？ What kind of support do you think is needed? Well, it's obvious that developmental disorders exist. But I think these politicians wanted to say, nowadays there are so many kids labeled as ADHD, ASD, like so many sort of developmental disorders name. So maybe they were sick of it. If that's the case, I understand. Some people make excuses. I have ADHD, I have ASD. Like nowadays, like almost everybody is claiming I have ADHD or ASD, some sort of developmental disorders. So what I want to say is, developmental disorders exist, but you should not claim yourself you have ADHD or ASD without getting diagnosed. I think nowadays, like so many, like more and more people are claiming they have ADHD or ASD without being diagnosed. Having developmental disorders might be a handicap for you, but if you think positively, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, like many successful people in the world are having some sort of developmental disorders. So you don't have to be negative about yourself. This is a gift. You're gonna use it or not use it. There are more and more debates about why nowadays kids having, like so many kids have ADHD, ASD, autism. Some experts say this is because of all the parents giving birth a child. That's why they have some sort of developmental disorders. Like even Down syndrome, some disorders actually come from all the parents giving birth a child. Even there's a evidence and a link between all the parents and the kids having Down syndrome. Or maybe like some sort of environmental issues or chemical stuff in the foods, drinks. We don't know sure, or simply there were developmental disorder kids before, but there was no term for it. So even ADHD, ASD, autism are pretty new terms. Like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, we didn't hear those terms. I'm pretty sure there were kids who were different from others. But back then, they couldn't label them with ADHD, ASD, autism. So people may be thinking, oh, this kid is a bit different, unique, special, like those kind of terms. So anyway, developmental disorders exist. So I don't know why this politician claiming it doesn't exist. Simply he's ignorant or he wants to get attention from people. And yeah, people talk about this political party and the name of and the political party will be known. In many people, I have no idea. But actually, this political party is relatively new and won a lot in this time's election. So everyone, what do you think about his opinion? Do you also think developmental disorders do not exist? Please leave your comments below. But what I want to say is, anybody can claim you have ADHD, ASD, autism, but without getting diagnosed, you have no rights to say that. Like you cannot say, yeah, I have ADHD, so I forget about everything, lots of stuff at work, like, or yeah, that kind of excuses. So if you think you are different from others, just go to ask your doctor and get diagnosed. Then you can have the right claiming you have ADHD, ASD, or autism. And again, you don't have to think about this as a negative. It's a gift. Yeah, it's a gift. If you're gonna use it correctly, you can be successful in life. Like I said, many successful businessmen having some sort of developmental disorders. But if you're gonna use it wrongly, then yeah, it's gonna be very hard for you to live. Okay, that's all about it. This was a deep and important topic. I hope it helped you learn Japanese language and Japanese values. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Join the channel as a member to access bonus content and live stream archives. Want to study with me? Check the link in the description to join my Discord server. I also offer private lessons. 次の動画でまたお会いしましょう。